Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?
What's up, nerds? Welcome to another episode of the Multiverse Report. Tonight, we are recapping the week's nerdy news from the Kent Farm to Cybertron and everywhere in between. My name is Mike Gibson. With me, as always, Steve Haller. What's up, Steve?
Oh, a whole lot of gin.
A whole lot of gin?
Yeah, apparently we're talking about Deadpool and
Oh,
Wolverine, and Ryan Reynolds is putting out a aviation gin. His company is apparently putting out a Deadpool gin. I did not know there was going to be cross-pollination between booze and Marvel.
Why wouldn't there be, is my question number one. And question two is, why did it take so long? I guess they're probably waiting to promote a movie.
And also Disney.
Yeah, I guess you got to get that cleared.
Yeah.
Because now it's Disney promoting an alcohol.
Yeah.
It's also Deadpool promoting.
True. So it's
it's
a weird R-rated Disney whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So we do have a nugget of Deadpool and Wolverine information on the rundown tonight. Probably more coming in next week's episode.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty light week for news. I don't want to jinx it, but this may be a shorter episode. I feel like every time I say that, we end up doing at least a normal length episode. If I don't say it, sometimes we've gone a little short last couple weeks.
Well, yeah,
like an hour or less.
I was thinking I may at the end of this want to flash a spoiler warning across people's plates and talk to you about some X-Men and Bad Batch things that have been happening. So we'll see how that goes too.
Yeah, we can certainly chat about that.
I know we've sung the praises, but we've never in the last couple of weeks. I don't think we've gone so much as to spoil anything.
Maybe one. Yeah, you're right. We have not spoiled anything. That's true. So yeah, maybe we'll save that for the end. Good call. This podcast is sponsored by Funky Town Comics and Vinyl. Just had a huge vinyl sale this past Saturday in honor of Record Store Day. They're not an official Record Store Day supplier yet, but they had a ton of great deals. I was not able to go. I was there Friday and got some stuff. But Steve, were you able to stop at the Funky Town Record Store Day sale?
I did swing down. It was actually a good weekend for me. I grabbed a limited edition Dark Side of the Moon because I had one of those where in my my vinyl collection, I went to spin it the other day and I was like, I don't own this. Huh. Okay. And this is, a seminal album on the shaped me as a music person thing growing up.
Cool.
So I was like, just like I realized I don't have any Allman Brothers vinyl. And another band, another band that same deal. Like the news that Dickie Betts passed, I was like, I'll throw, my son and I were down playing board games or something, and I was like, I'll throw some Allman Brothers on, and I'm thumbing through the A's, and I'm like, there is no Allman Brothers.
I got nothing.
Cool.
I got nothing.
So grab that, and then strangely enough, my wife got her first vinyl ever.
Oh, good for her. What was it?
Tell me if you have any idea, any remote inkling of an idea of what it could be.
I really am just kind of realizing right now, I really know nothing about your wife's musical tastes.
Outside of that she listens to you guys.
My band. Yeah.
Yeah. You're not missing much. If you found generic pop music for most of our growing up, that would be what you hit. But this would fall into that vein. I randomly was down there on Record Store Day thumbing through and picked up took a picture of a Backstreet Boys Millennium album.
Oh,
that was I was like, I sent it to her, like not expecting her to actually want it because she's never come down and listened to anything on my record player. Yeah. And I got home and she hadn't read it, and she randomly saw it and she was like, "Did you get that for me? What, really? They have that?" So I immediately called up Jeff and was like, "Hey, can you put that in my pull box?"
That?
And
yeah. Oh, nice.
Hey, so I pulled a Backstreet Boys record.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Good one.
Never thought I'd see the day.
I never thought they would make that on vinyl, let alone me purchase it. So here we
make everything on vinyl. I came to a realization this weekend that I'm simultaneous with. When it comes to collecting vinyl, I'm a man of two truths, and one truth is it has become the most like the way I listen to music the most now. Like unless I'm in my car or something, I'm
Right.
just using my phone or whatever. But like if I'm in my house and playing music, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to put on a record.
Yep.
But at the same time, I'm running out of room to store records, so I can only buy records that I know that I'm going to like listen to a lot, because space is becoming a premium. So these two things have to live somehow in harmony, and it's becoming increasingly harder for them to live in harmony.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
found
my little thing about me.
no, wrong direction. The shelves like this that I have my board games in, they fit vinyl perfectly in them. They're like the 13 by 13s.
Yeah.
So in the other room for years I've had, before I got these at all, I had those, basically my turntable and my receiver sit on top of like 3x2 version of those shelves, and it fits like perfect storage for that.
Nice.
So I was able to I inherited all my parents' vinyl and my in-laws' vinyl and like 2 other people I know's vinyl.
Oh, you're set.
Well, let's put it this way, there's 6 containers.
Yeah.
At least 2 of them I will never touch. Like might just bring them down to Chris and see if he wants to do something with them and give me a couple bucks for it, because I don't know. It's definitively not nowhere remotely close to my cup of tea for music. And then the others I inherited from my in-laws have like an original, like not original pressing, but like from the era Let It Be and a bunch of other like classic albums. I'm like, huh. And I have like an original Hendrix, Are You Experiencing That, from my mother, that I'm like,
same. Me too.
I don't want to touch these now. Like,
but then I still play them all.
Well,
the ones that I like,
there's a couple of them that are in like like still in pristine condition, like in the wrap.
Oh wow.
And those I'm just not touching. The rest I don't go spin them all day. Like Fleetwood Mac Rumors, that is the original cut from whenever it was released that my mom had, and I still play it to this day.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, that's it for record talk. So we'll see you next week. Good night.
Well,
Just
it is
kidding.
Funky Town Comics and Vinyl that we're sponsored by.
And vinyl. That's right. Did you get the new Taylor Swift record?
I did not.
Taylor Swift record. Neither
I did not. I didn't want to buy all 12 of them that you had to get all the songs, so I just gave up on
you
any
didn't
of
want
them.
You didn't want to listen to a 30-plus song, 2-hour long record that apparently is not very catchy, from what I've heard.
Oh.
I've heard it's good, but I've heard it's like you have to like listen to the lyrics and pay attention.
It's a little deeper than her standard. Like there's not the earworm that you would normally at least get on a couple of her songs type thing.
It's not built for catchy singles, as far as I know. But
yeah, I realized when I was saying that it wasn't what I was trying to say, and I was like, let's catch that before I go too far.
Stay tuned for more possible Taylor Swift talk later in the podcast.
That X-Men 130 is looking better and better for you, Mike.
I know. Swifties, hit me up. James Gunn has made another casting decision regarding his Superman film that is currently in production. That's right. Leaving vinyl talk, heading into nerd talk. James Gunn has found his Ma and Pa Kent. Pert Taylor Vince will be cast as Pa Kent, Jonathan Kent. Neva Howell will be playing Martha Kent, Superman's adopted parents. And that's the whole story. These are character actors. I recognize Neva Howell's face, but I don't know if I could name anything that she's been in. Pert Taylor Vince was a similar kind of vibe. They just look perfectly cast, I guess I should say. And I kind of like that they're, I think the most recent Pa Kent that we've seen was Kevin Costner, I believe. And I thought he was that's a good casting choice, but I also feel that there's something special about casting unknowns in those roles, so you can really kind of just believe that the same that you're casting an unknown as Superman, not a complete unknown, but you're not casting an A-lister as Superman, going the same route for his family, so you can really kind of like lean into them as characters. And I think that's important, being that it is. There are certain interpretations of Superman where they are really his emotional center, and in the Superman story, he gets a lot of his morals and his conviction and the reason that he is Superman from his adopted parents. So if the emotion is really coming through those actors instead of star power, you know, then it's going to be a benefit to the film. Now, Steve, question for you, question for our listeners. There are many interpretations of Superman, including Superman the movie, including Man of Steel, where Pa Kent dies as a way to spur the journey, Clark's journey on becoming Superman. However, in the comic books, you know, there's differences in certain comic books too, but from my experience, in most of the comic books, both Ma and Pa Kent are still alive.
Yeah.
They're just elderly people that he goes to visit when they're on the farm. Again, of course, in some storylines or some continuities, one of them or both of them have passed on.
Or in the case of Smallville, it's Bo Duke.
Yeah, exactly.
Because why not?
Yeah. Do you think Pa Kent will die in this movie? Do you think he should? Do you think that is a worthy part of the Superman thing, a worthy motivator for him to go on and do good, or not? What do you think?
Do I think? I guess those are two separate things. Because do I think that's a worthy motivator? Yes, I think
Sure,
that's a fine trope to utilize.
Right. I guess,
like
do you
it's
think
been done.
Do you think it's a crucial thing for Superman to have in a Superman movie? As in the Waynes have to die in a Batman movie. You know what I mean? Like Batman's parents are not going to be alive in any interpretation of Batman.
Right. Whereas James Gunn, for everything we've seen him do, is a master of subverting expectations, not for subverting expectations' sake, but because it fits what he's doing. And I don't know. I mean, if what he wants to do is going to, you know, kill off Pa Kent, sure, but I don't know if he's going to. I think he is a capable enough director and writer to be able to shape this story without having to, you know, utilize that trope as the, you know, have Ma and Pa mold him into the man instead of like, you have to be good because your dad died.
Right.
Like,
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. I agree with everything that you said. Plus, I think because we haven't had a major Superman movie where that hasn't been the case.
Yeah.
I think what better time to switch that up and not do something that we've seen before.
Yeah.
Especially when it's not, we know from the comics, it's not necessarily crucial to the character's development. So like, and it sets him apart from, you know, why not let one superhero have two parents that are still around and not evil and, you know, supportive of him, you know?
Hey, they've all got at least two more than Peter Parker ever did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's down 3.
Yeah. Most superheroes have 0 to 1 parent or 0 to 1 parental figure. Let Superman have 2.
Yeah.
Why not? Cool.
Wow.
Cool.
Now that you say that, like, all of the X-Men were taken from their parents.
Yeah, dude. I know.
Yeah. Spidey, Batman, Superman, like all the big ones. Yeah. Or they're at odds with their parents, or like, yeah, there's no.
Yeah.
Black
it's like
Panther,
another
maybe?
reason for
no, because T'Chaka usually is dead in some form.
Right. Yeah.
Huh. Odin usually finds a way to die at some point.
Yep.
Howard Stark. Yep. Okay. Wow. This is
the Summers boys. Parents exploded in a airplane crash. Yeah.
Well, yes and no.
Yeah, that's true. Yes and no. Yeah, good point.
Exploded and then ended up in outer space because whatever.
Well, the dad did, but then that's only one.
That's true.
One.
That is one. Yeah, Starjammers was a weird ass. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, can we think of one that has both parents?
Superman.
Right.
That's really the only one I can think of.
Yeah.
I mean, Wonder Woman doesn't have a father, really. Wonder Woman's got Hera.
Right.
That's her mother, but that's it.
Aquaman has fish.
Yeah. Well, I guess in the films he's got two parents.
Yeah,
because Nicole Kidman and Tamara Morrison.
Right. Well, no, Tamara Morrison dies in the film, though, doesn't he? I thought he died.
No, everyone thought that he would in the second one. He
Oh.
didn't. He should have. I think he should have.
Huh.
So maybe Aquaman. I don't know how that is in the comics though. I'm not familiar with.
But we have to go all the way
status
down to
of his parents in
Aquaman
the
to
comics.
like to make it
Yeah, right?
remotely. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Hulk?
Superman. He gets all the cool powers. He can do anything in the world and a happy family life at the same time. What a lucky guy.
Maybe that's why they always kill off a parent, just for some reason.
Yeah, we got to give this guy something negative. Oh wait, his entire actual family and civilization blowing up isn't enough.
Oh
for
wait,
you?
so yeah, he doesn't. He, actually, no. No matter what, he
You're
doesn't
right,
have
you're right.
parents.
He doesn't.
His
Well, he does,
orig-
well,
well, yes.
he's got adopted
gonna
parents.
get
If we're counting,
existential here.
May and Ben Parker, then we got to count Mom and Pa Kent, I think.
Right. No, that's same
Right?
situation. So
Same situation.
your biological parents are dead.
Yes.
And you're 1 for 2 on your adoptive.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And
Yeah,
now in the
interesting.
MCU, 0 for 2 for Peter.
You're right. You're right.
Wow.
If you're listening and we're forgetting somebody, a comic book character that has two living.
Brian hasn't come up with
biological
anything in the
parents.
chat. So
Yeah, I
he
don't think there
said
is
that Marvel and Disney parents are doomed. Bambi's mom doesn't make it past the opening credits. So
right.
spoiler on that, by the way.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen
Spoiler for
Bambi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flash, Barry Allen's mom gets killed. Like, yeah. The whole
Wow.
thing. I think Hal
hold on.
Jordan, I think his mom's dead. Yeah. He's just turning around and taking a look. See if anything jumps into your brain. I can't see my comic shelf from here, otherwise I would do the same.
Nope.
But, yeah.
Nightwing, same deal.
Yeah, Dick Grayson, parents dead. Jason Todd, orphan. Tim Drake, mom was dead. Dad died in Identity Crisis.
I guess Miles, it sometimes depends. Like they've done it in different ways in a bunch of different.
Oh,
but
that's true.
For the most part,
but
they're usually there.
are they? Oh
Well,
yeah, no, yeah, because I'm getting confused because I was just playing Spider-Man 2, the video game,
Right.
and that is the continuity where his
And
father
Jefferson
dies.
dies.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, so Miles.
and-
Also, Damian
Mm.
Wayne,
there you go.
Talia, and Bruce Wayne. There we go.
So no
But he's not
offense, but
like-
we're down the list of ways here.
Well, yeah. We're into sidekicks at this point. Sidekicks and Miles is pretty A-list, so
Now he
Like-
is, but like started as
Yeah.
a secondary like version of a primary
Yeah.
character similar to Damien.
Right. Yeah.
Turtles. Who knows what happened to those?
yeah, I know. Yeah, they're turtles. Their parents are turtles that died long time ago from natural.
Yeah,
turtle
the
causes.
Jedi. The Jedi all got taken from their
Yeah, they just
family.
get taken from their parents. Yeah. It's a
Yeah,
story of broken
Brian came up
homes.
with Damien as well. So
Yeah.
we're into that vein. That's as far as
Yep.
we had to go all the way down.
As far as we can get.
All right. No, because that'd only be one. Never mind. I was gonna say Laura's technically a clone of Logan, but that's still only one.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah. Do Transformers have parents?
I don't know, but we might be able to find out.
We might be able to find out when we watch an origin film called Transformers 1, which I vaguely remember you and I talking about this when it was announced. I think it was announced a long time ago because animation tends to take forever. There's a new animated film, Transformers 1. It's going to be telling a origin story for the Transformers. Now, we're talking about it because a trailer came out this week. Steve, you watched this trailer?
I did.
I watched it as well. Now, this is not intended to be a direct prequel to like the live action Michael Bay Transformers movies. It's going to kind of be its own thing. It's coming out in September. The voice cast, pretty well cast. It stars Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Brian Tyree Henry, Keegan-Michael Key, Steve Buscemi, Lawrence Fishburne, and John Hamm. There's some good actors right there. Some good actors. So, Steve, what did we think of the trailer for Transformers 1?
I thought it was weirdly interesting. Like, and especially, we are officially champions of the make more things for kids.
That is absolutely true.
And this is 100% something I can take my kid to, judging by what we saw. The only thing that threw me off is that Peter Cullen is not the voice of Optimus Prime.
I know,
and
it's weird.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
And no matter how much he tries to not Aussie it, there were a couple moments that snuck through, and I was like, not Peter Cullen.
Yeah, it's a bummer when you know that somebody's Australian or whatever, and they're not nailing the accent, like you can tell. My wife and I just watched season 1 of the show Silo on Apple TV. It was really
awesome.
great.
Okay.
Highly recommend. It was great, but
we should okay. Keep cooking on this, but we should definitely have a section on new shows that have come out because
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Rebecca Ferguson is lead, and
the Lady Jessica herself.
She's an incredible actor. I think she's wonderful, but she's not great at an American accent. I gotta say, it's very obvious she's not great at it. That's just a sidebar. Yeah, I like this trailer enough. It looks great. Like the animation is cool. It seems more in the vein of like a Mutant Mayhem kind of style. And I like that they're switching up. Like, I don't know, like 10 years ago, if they released this movie, it would just look like a Pixar movie. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like Pixar invented this like style of animation that was immediately copied by every animation studio across the board until Sony came up with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and blew our brains out.
Oh wait, this can look different.
It doesn't
okay,
have
cool.
to look like somebody with a giant head and huge eyes and a skinny neck. Like it doesn't. All characters don't have to be designed that way. No, okay. I feel like just from the trailer, it seems like it seems fun. Like it looks really great. The writing seems a little less than like Mutant. I don't know. Like I'm just sick of jokes like that's not good and things like that was like a line directly from the trailer. I'm sick of that being like it's like such a hacky thing. Like, whoa, that happened, or something that you say like, let's not do that again in like a movie after. Like I'm sick of lines like that. And
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah. Well, that's become like a thing,
right?
You know what I mean?
That originally was not written to be a thing, and it
wasn't
became
written
a thing.
to be a thing,
right?
Exactly, but it became a thing. But just like hack kind of writing like that has started to really bother me. And when one in this trailer was like, "Ooh, that's not good," I was like, "Oh, come on." But again, I think you're right. This is for kids. I don't think it's officially rated yet, but it definitely is for kids, and I'm sure that my son will love it. I think it looks good, and I'm certainly somebody that has warmed to the idea of Transformers in general since I started reading the current series that's so good. Yeah. So I'm definitely more open to it myself, but I'm sure that like I said, it's more for kids, and my son will love it, and that's great.
Yeah,
I hope he does.
I think you're right though. The Transformers recently, like this resurgence, that's kind of been in all media except for the ridiculousness of the post Michael Bay whatever mess those movies are. All the other ancillary stuff has been weirdly like solid, and they're doing a good job of kind of trying to, like with this, market it to a new generation that may not have or like for us, similar to what they did with Turtles, take those of us that grew up on an 80s cartoon and get us reinvigorated in something. Yeah,
exactly. And it works. It benefits the Michael Bay series too, because then, if my son, if this movie is what gets him into Transformers and he's like, oh wait, there's like 7 other Transformers movies, I'll watch those and, get his heart broken.
Right.
Because I don't know. Apparently they're bad.
Oh, they're bad.
1 or 2 good ones.
The first one was okay. There was another one.
I heard Bumblebee
was
was really good.
Yeah, I heard Bumblebee was good. I haven't seen that yet.
Wasn't there one that came out after Bumblebee?
Might be.
There was like a more recent one.
Yeah, I know there was one that was like Beast Wars.
Rise of the Beasts or something, right? That was that one did not look good.
Also, the voice cast for this seems stupid.
Oh, I already talked about it. Did you not hear me say that?
Oh, I was probably looking up something.
Okay.
Oh, no, you know what it was? I was going back and forth with Brian in the chat, who did come up with, again, we're down a couple of tiers.
Okay.
Kurt Wagner. And it's also a technicality because Mystique and Destiny are both alive.
Yes, you're right.
Technically, Azazel is, even if you want the weird old version. But yeah, especially post retcon, Mystique and Destiny are both alive.
Yep.
Mike, for anyone listening, Mike's got his thinking face on.
Yeah, I know. I gotta stop.
So if
more, that'll be the
if
entire
anyone
episode.
who is listening can come up with another one, feel free
Yeah.
to
Let us know.
let us know. Leave it in a review on Apple Podcasts if you could. 5 stars would be really appreciated.
That'd be great. Let us know.
But yeah, let us know, and we're kind of we're down the rabbit hole a bit with no answers. So
we're getting down the rabbit hole. If you out there can think of a major superhero that has 2 living parents that isn't Superman, Nightcrawler, Damian, parentheses Robin, or what was the other one? Oh, Aquaman with an asterisk.
And Miles with the weird.
And Miles Morales, yeah. Well, I guess that's a all right list, but still, pretty small list compared to the number of superheroes that exist.
100%.
Let us know who we're missing. If we're missing anybody at all. Moving on to Marvel. We just within the last few hours, I believe, I saw it and didn't see this earlier today when I was working on this rundown, but apparently announced that tomorrow we're getting a new trailer for Deadpool and Wolverine, a new trailer. And I think I saw something that was Ryan Reynolds had posted on his social media, and it was like a clip of just like awesome Wolverine moments from the X-Men movies and the Wolverine movies and stuff like that. Him jumping out of things and brandishing his claws and stuff. It was really cool. So my guess is that this is going to be the trailer where, as you and I talked about, Steve, recently, this is going to be the trailer where we get a lot of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. We will finally get a full reveal of him in full costume at the height of his Wolverine-ness. And hopefully we'll get more story. I'm assuming it's going to be a story trailer as well. Now, my question, we talked about last week. Will we see Taylor Swift as Dazzler in this trailer? Who knows? I don't know. But I think if we're going to, this is going to be when we get it. I think if she's not in this trailer, then it's going to be a surprise in the theater. But I believe... I don't know.
I believe she's in it. I think... I don't know, because there'll be another trailer closer. So do they want to build the hype now and have it possibly have the fervor die out? Or do they want to hit it, in the middle of May or early June?
Yeah, when it's really close to the release date.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Or they could tease it. They could tease something. They could have Deadpool listening to Taylor Swift in the trailer or something. Right. You know what I mean?
Well, I think we were talking last week about, hedging bets on, Marvel just did a facsimile of 130, the first issue of Dazzler.
First appearance of Dazzler, which is the character that she is being rumored to play.
Right.
Everyone's listening to this, having not known what we're talking about. Yeah.
Now, that said, X-Men 97 did have Dazzler show up and did not look any way, shape, or form like Taylor Smith. Taylor Smith. They may have looked like Taylor Smith. I don't know who that is. However,
yeah, and I mean, if I don't know, this trailer's coming out the Monday after a weekend where she just released a huge new record and monopolized the news cycle. So could be good timing if they're going to put her in a trailer. Throw it in there. Taylor hype is huge right now. Not that it's never not huge. And also, I saw someone post online. Apparently, there's a song on her new album, which I haven't listened to all of, just a couple clips. It's a song called Clara Brown or Carla Brown or something like that, or I don't know. Something like that. Sorry, Swifties, if I'm getting the title wrong. But the last line in the chorus is something like, "I promise to be dazzling." Swifties love their conspiracies.
A little too on point for my brain, but
you never know.
I'm not a Swiftie, so
you never know. I don't know. We'll see. Again, I also think she's in this movie, as I said last week. And I'm saying it again, so we'll see.
We'll
gloat like crazy if we're right.
I wouldn't in any way, shape, or form be surprised if she was. It seems it's the when there's smoke, there's fire. Completely
a lot of smoke.
Completely non sequitur. You'll be quite proud. My son is now requesting the Beatles be played every time we get in the car. So
great job, kiddo.
We're doing good.
You're just glad not to be listening to Christmas polka songs anymore.
Also true. Although, like in season, I will listen to
Great
Brave
song.
Combo way more often than any other Christmas music.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh,
Yeah, it
well,
was.
this is a bummer.
It was
Oh,
that,
sorry, go ahead.
and it was that into the Imperial March, into that, into the Imperial
Yeah.
March. So yeah, a mix-up is quite welcome.
Yeah, and Beatles. I've
Right.
heard they've written some pretty good songs.
Good number of them.
Is a little bit of a bummer. Not a, I don't know. There were some layoffs at Marvel Studios, and not a huge number of layoffs. It's not like they're really cleaning house. There's 15 people were let go from the Marvel film division, specifically from the film division. And according to Deadline, these cuts were made as a result of Marvel, quote, reassessing its future film slate. So this isn't a huge story, but it speaks to something that we have talked about on and off. Bob Iger has said multiple times they're going to reduce their output at Marvel, slow things down, make sure they're focusing on quantity over quality, yada, yada, yada. There's still 4 movies supposed to come out next year, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this lens, I guess I'm saying because we haven't really seen any consequence of those statements, and he has said that a number of times. We haven't really seen that ideology put into effect at Marvel Studios because we haven't heard anything is officially canceled. We've heard things that are getting pushed, but they also had the strikes to contend with, and those things are pushed mostly because of the strikes, as far as we know.
Right.
So there's nothing like really showing that they're slowing down yet. So this is the first piece of news. It's like, oh, they're starting to cut. They're cutting people that they don't need anymore because because they're reassessing and slowing down the production of their films. So I wrote down, Steve, I did the work. I figured out everything that's been officially commented on and announced officially, film-wise, from the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't include Sony stuff. This is MCU stuff because this is Marvel Studios, not Sony. And so I figured we'd go through it and we can talk about, because I think I know. I want to see if you agree with me on which things are least likely to happen.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
And hold on one second before we dive into that.
Okay.
It was only 15 people that were let go, and it could have also been like trimming from underperformance or like trimming people that were associated with some of the movies they thought weren't the best or whatever in order to bring new people in to reshape things moving forward. So it's not like, it wasn't like you see at some of these tech companies where it was just like lay a whole division off. It was definitely, it was some target. It seems like it was some targeted hits because I'd assume there's quite a few more than 15 people working at Marvel.
Oh yeah, I agree. I don't think this isn't, I'm sorry if I didn't set this up right. I don't think this is a sign that they're like going under or anything. I think this is a sign that especially Deadline specifies it, that they're making changes. And maybe these 15 people were in charge of a couple projects that aren't being moving forward anymore. Like we don't know what their jobs were. Maybe they were all writers on Iron Man 4. Who knows? They're not doing that
House
anymore,
of Harkness.
Yeah. See about that. Anyway, so Phase 5.
Okay.
The movies that are coming out in Phase 5, Deadpool and Wolverine. That's not getting canceled. It's definitely coming out. We've gotten a trailer.
Yeah.
We're getting another one tomorrow, and it's coming out in
poster.
July.
That new poster is great, by the way.
It is really great. Captain America 4. We know this one's coming out as well. They've shot it. They're reshooting it. Rumors are it's maybe not the best movie ever. I heard that today from Jeff Snyder. Thunderbolts. We know this movie is shooting. We just talked about it at CinemaCon, posting behind the scenes footage, or Florence Pugh is. We know this is happening. So that is the remains of Phase 5 films. Deadpool and Wolverine, Captain America 4, Thunderbolts. Originally, Blade was in Phase 5, but it's gotten pushed and pushed and pushed so much that now it's coming out after Fantastic Four. So Phase 6 is Fantastic Four, Blade, Avengers 5, and Secret Wars. And honestly, Steve, if they haven't canceled Blade by now, I don't think they're going to do it.
Are they just going to keep pushing it and pushing it? Like, we're almost getting to the point. They've pushed this so much that Mahershala is almost aging out of the role.
Well, according to Jeff Snyder on the Hot Mic podcast, Blade is supposed to shoot this summer or start shooting this summer, and that the story has been stripped way down from what it originally was, in a way that will benefit the movie,
Right.
I believe. So that's phase 6. And now there's some miscellaneous ones that have been announced but not dated. Armor Wars,
Sure.
Shang-Chi 2, Spider-Man 4, and unknown Scarlett Johansson produced MCU film. Now, I don't remember that being announced, but it was officially announced. And there's things like they've talked about a Nova project, not necessarily being a movie or a series, but it hasn't been officially stated. And there were some other like series that they've talked about. These were the officially commented on films. So, Steve, what do you think is the most likely to not move forward?
Armor Wars?
100%, right? I don't think we're getting Armor Wars.
I'm going to go one step farther. I don't think we're going to get Armor Wars, and I don't think Ironheart's ever going to see the light of day.
Steve, I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree. I don't think we're getting Armor Wars, and I think they're gonna Batgirl. Ironheart.
Yeah,
I think Ironheart's gonna get Batgirled.
Which Dominique Thorne, like, that sucks because she got her debut during Black Panther 2, did her thing, and like set it up, and now it's like canned. But if they've got to trim the fat somewhere, that seems like, I don't know, that the armor thing post Iron Man almost like that almost seems the likely one to can, just because you tied the Iron Man story up. Yeah. And it's like any ancillary Iron Man-esque characters, it's like, all right, you're just kind of rehashing the same thing. Or at least what I'm seeing in my brain. Like that's where my brain went, was like, yeah, they're already like they're close to a character that just died, and we don't really need to push that farther.
Yeah, exactly.
Although
so I say Armor Wars.
Cheadle.
I do like Don Cheadle too, but I don't know that they've found. I don't know if they know how to write him by himself. I feel like they know how. He's mostly been positioned as like Tony's buddy,
quippy
or some like
buddy,
second to somebody else.
And that's, in all honesty,
he's good when he's paired with somebody.
That's also the fear I have for Sam.
Yeah,
like that they're not going to know how to take that character, because they've done it very well in the comics over the years.
Sure,
but like how to take a character that's been a sidekick through the whole thing and make them the leading man. And I hope they pull it off, because I really want that movie to be good.
Yeah. Me too. I also would not be surprised if this unknown Scarlett Johansson produced Marvel project is not going to happen. My guess is that was kind of like a sorry that we made you mad and you sued us. Let's put your name on a project and, until it fades out kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like soften that a little bit.
Shang-Chi, Simulu's been way too vocal about it happening for it to not be...
recently, this past week, didn't he just respond to a fan on Threads saying like, it is happening, I promise? Or whatever? So
it seemed like vociferous enough that like, all right, it's probably going to happen, or at least it's strongly in talks to happen.
Yeah.
You know what? If it wasn't for the fact that we've already seen production and like the videos of it, I would have put Thunderbolts right there.
I know. Yeah. You were really anti Thunderbolts happening for a while. Yeah.
The thing is, like, I'm all for these team up movies, but when you put 6 shitty characters together, it doesn't make it a better character.
Yeah. You're right.
Like, I love David Harbour. I don't really give 2 shits about Red Guardian.
Right.
I love Yelena Belova. I don't know how this is all going to fit. Again, if they come up with an awesome script and it makes a great movie, cool. I'm all for it. But like, U.S. Agent and Red Guardian are not making me go see a movie.
I agree.
Which I'll end up going seeing anyways.
Yeah, I feel like the trailers for... I haven't really thought about this until you just said that, but coming out of this like kind of slump that a lot of people have seen the MCU in for a while, these 3 movies have to be great and have to be huge, I feel like. Deadpool and Wolverine's going to be like a good shot in the arm, I think. But then we still got to wait like a whole year then before we get Captain America 4.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's bad, then no one's going to see Thunderbolts.
Right.
I feel like.
And I still stand by the fact.
Unless Thunderbolts looks incredible. Like, I think regardless of how good Captain America 4 is, Thunderbolts not having a name that is recognizable, although it does have that asterisk in the title,
Mhm.
maybe. So we'll see what happens there. Not having a name or not having like a lead hero character. I guess like Winter Soldier's in it, but like, you know, Bucky's still a side character. So you don't have like a title character and you don't have a title that is going to grab people. That trailer's got to look incredible to sell that movie at all. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. This is kind of a gamble. The rest of Phase 5 is a gamble when you think about how the first half of Phase 5 has been received.
Right. And I mean, the cast for that Thunderbolts movie, if this was a arbitrary other movie that had nothing to do with nothing to do with Marvel, nothing to do with superheroes, and you told me Sebastian Stan, Wyatt Russell, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Florence Pugh, David Harbour, and Harrison Ford were in a movie, I would say I'm going to see it.
You know, that's also a really good point. Florence Pugh, her alone is like really hot right now.
Yeah.
You know, she's coming off of Oppenheimer and awards and stuff like that. So, she's got a lot of buzz. She's great. So, you know, but can she sell an action movie?
Right.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
We know Harrison Ford could have 30 years ago.
Yeah,
he didn't sell her, or he didn't sell Indiana Jones.
That's true.
So
that's true.
I don't know. That whole thing's weird.
You know, the other thing that they could do to guarantee Thunderbolt some love is come up with some kind of like through line that we haven't had yet.
Right.
That we all expect from the first Infinity Saga whole thing. Like if there's some kind of thing in, you know, give me a post-credit scene in Deadpool and Wolverine that gets me excited for Captain America 4, and then give me something at the post-credits of Captain America 4 that gets me excited for Thunderbolts. Like, let's start weaving some things together here. Make it feel like the old days.
I'm once again going to go on my soapbox and say, I still don't think Fantastic Four is going to move the needle.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, like I said, I agree with you. It's not a guarantee. I can't say that it's definitely not, but again, it's not a guarantee.
Yeah.
It's not a guarantee.
It's like, when's the last time there was a notable Fantastic Four comic run? Like, the Fantastic Four was Marvel's first family back when? Back in the 60s. But since then, what are they?
Man, and I'm just like looking at this right now, like this isn't, I don't know these release dates, but I wrote this list down in release date order, at least Phase 5 and 6. Actually, the other ones we don't have dates for, but tell me the lead in to the next Avengers movie is going to be Blade?
Yeah.
That doesn't, what? Like,
or do they just scrap Blade and it goes Fantastic Four into Avengers into Secret Wars?
Yeah, but they could. I don't want them to scrap Blade though. I
don't either, but
that's like yeah.
On the back end of Secret Wars, do they immediately go X-Men?
I mean, I think they should. I think that
if they want to save their skins,
I think they're hiring 15 people right now that know how to write an X-Men movie, trying to get things going. Not really. No, I'm sure that they've been trying to write an X-Men movie for a long time.
Yeah,
a long time, and they just are figuring out the right platform. Yes, I think
so. Conspiracy theory.
I think they have to go right to
Bo DeMaio got canned from X-Men 97 so that they could hire him
to write the movie. I don't know. So Phase 6, Fantastic Four, Blade, Avengers, Secret Wars. Those are four movies that make up Phase 6. When they initially announced Phase 6, they only announced it with 3 because Blade was originally in Phase 5. So there were originally 7 blank spaces on that initial graphic 3 years ago at Comic-Con. So now with the Blade moves, that takes one of those spaces. So there's still 6 things they didn't announce. So the 6 things they didn't announce could easily be scrapped and not have anybody care at all.
Now in there, you do also have Daredevil Born Again.
I believe maybe. I think I was just looking at the movies. So yeah, maybe that 7 blank spaces is wrong. Because Daredevil Born Again, I think was in Phase 6, wasn't it? Or was that supposed to be 5 and it got pushed?
5, supposed to be a 25 release date. Early 25.
Right. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm right.
Agatha sometime this year, supposedly.
Yeah, that is supposed to be this year.
And then the 2 animated series, Eyes of Wakanda and Friendly Neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then Ironheart still has a TBA date on it. So
yeah, and Wonder Man, they're working on Wonder Man, but there's no release date on that yet.
Yeah, I'm trying to think when when that was slated. If that's considered part of Phase 6.
I get my guess would be Wonder Man would be Phase 6. Yeah, at this point.
Crazy.
So, some of the things they haven't announced are probably getting canned, I'm sure. But I'm guessing Armor Wars and Unknown Scarlet Project are going to go with it. There's no way they're not making Spider-Man 4. There's no way Sony's not going to let that not happen. And
right.
That's something that we all want. Anyway, so, quit spending money on Thunderbolts. Just make 1,000 Spider-Man movies. Just keep making them.
Don't say things like that to them. They'll do it.
Well, I also want
somebody 5 years ago said, "Hey, make all these villains into anti-heroes, and look what we got."
But I didn't say that. That's not what I said. I said make Spider-Man movies. That's what I said.
Fair. All right.
All right. You got a comic to review?
I do. Prior to that,
I do.
Barbara Gordon.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Mom's just not around. You're right. But she's alive.
That's Kamala Khan, too.
Of course. Okay, yeah.
Because, everybody's best family in the TV show.
Yeah, everyone's favorite. I'm just looking at movie posters on my wall and trying to quickly calculate if their parents are alive. Shark from Jaws, parents probably dead.
That's just biology. They're toast.
Just biology.
I
have a comic to review.
You can go first since I've gone the last couple of weeks. Go for it.
Yeah. I didn't even have one last week. I am reviewing Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives. Hell yeah. This is
they didn't give you the exclusive?
No, but I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
This is the next entrance in the Universal Monsters kind of like shared comic universe they're building from Image Comics. It's written by Dan Waters and Ram V, who is excellent. Matthew Roberts is the artist, Dave Stewart is the colorist, and DC Hopkins is the letterer. This book is notable because, as Steve just referenced, our sponsors, Funky Town Comics and Vinyl, have their very own store-specific variant cover that they'll be selling for you. They're going to have a midnight release of this book and this special cover. Midnight release this Tuesday night at midnight, be it Funky Town Comics and Vinyl. Actually, I think they start these things at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
So you don't have to be there at midnight.
They'll be open from 8 to midnight on Tuesday.
Yeah. So go there. You can get a cover. This is a really cool cover. I like this cover a lot. The cover at Funky Town is way cooler, I think. It's like got a little more artsy-ness to it.
I just really worked on a screen share thing to figure out. I was gonna bring up their one from the pre-order page, but
okay.
I just figured it out and failed miserably. So
no problem. Anyway, I thought this was a great book. This was really good. I think it's issue 1 of, it's a short run. It's like 4 or 5 issues, I think. So if you get it, you're not even really signing up for a long haul or anything. But it's cool. Is the creature from the Black Lagoon the main character? No, of course not. That would be silly. Main character is a woman who is on the trail of a murderer. She's like a detective or a police officer of some kind, who is fighting against her own past trauma, tracking the serial killer to some other country where there's a swampland, and guess who's living in the swampland? The creature from the Black Lagoon. It's very good. It sets up a cool kind of mystery, and I'm very intrigued as where is this going to go. I never read the James Tynion IV Dracula book, but this made me want to get a trade of the Dracula, if that's even out. I don't know if that's over or out yet, but I would like to. I mean, because Tynion's great. I was just told that we've been saying James Tynion. It's pronounced Tynion, apparently. So I'm trying to retrain my brain.
There we go.
Say it right. But anyway, he wrote the Dracula miniseries. I heard it was very good. This book was so good it made me want to pick up that because I love the Universal Monsters. If you do, you love this book. You should check it out. Monkey Town Comics and Vinyl, midnight release, 8 p.m. to midnight. Tuesday, of course, you can also go Wednesday, normal new comic book day.
Yep,
pick it up.
they'll
there as
definitely
well.
have some capies then. Just for anyone who wants to check out the art, Namit Malavia is the cover artist who did
Yes.
it from Ottawa. Very, very talented artist, and yeah, it's a really cool image of the protagonist that Mike was talking about, kind of superimposed within an outline of the creature, the creature's face.
It's like the background of a swamp or beach area or a jungle area, but it's clearly in the shape of the creature's head.
Yep. So it's a really, really cool cover. I would say take a look at it and check it out. They have it on pre-order on their website. And while you're there, you can also grab the TMNT 138 from or 148 from the Syracuse Collectors Con that Matt Flint, our friend of the pod, did, which is a pretty damn cool cover as well. So check those out.
Yeah.
And anything else? I mean, we've talked about Funky Town like 17 times already today. So
I know this is
almost
the
like
most,
it's almost like they sponsor the pod.
Yeah, this is like the most that this show has ever been a commercial.
It's true.
You go ahead. You got something? Oh wow. Okay. This week in your local comic book store,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Untold Destiny of the Foot Clan, #1.
That's right. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on your review.
Jeez, Mike, what are you possibly thinking?
I'm thinking that I'm tired.
Fair enough. So this was issue 1 of I think it's a mini arc of like 3 or 5 maybe. But story by Eric Burnham, art by Mateus Santaluoco. Really interesting. Was not expecting to like it as much as I did, but a look at basically Oroku Karai, son or daughter of the Shredder, or granddaughter of the Shredder, I think, of Oroku Saki. But it like follows her with Casey Jones, Bebop and Rocksteady, couple other mutant variants of whatever, and like that group is hired to steal a piece of tech from a corporation, and they meet a mutant whale named Scrimshaw, and there's all sorts of weird things that go on, like kind of cool. Let's see if I can find the big guy.
It sounds like the TMNT version of like Suicide Squad or Thunderbolts.
Kinda in that vein.
Lesser known characters paired up and send them on a dangerous mission.
Right, and characters that normally wouldn't,
exactly
be fighting a giant whale by themselves.
That's awesome.
But
I love the overalls.
Oh yeah, I mean, why? If you were a whale, wouldn't you wear overalls?
Yeah, for sure.
But Karai ends up close to death, and then one thing leads to another, and there, things ensue. So, very, like I said, better than I expected.
Oh, good.
So, check it out.
Awesome. Cool. Now, if we're both done with our reviews, this week in your local comic book store, you'll find Amazing Spider-Man #48, Avengers #13, Batman Dark Age #2. Yes. Batman Brave and the Bold #12, Blade #10, Daredevil #8, Detective Comics #1084, Dick Tracy #1. Forgot that was coming out. That's exciting. Feral #2, The Flash #8, Green Arrow #11, Harley Quinn #39, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers #119, Operation Sunshine Already Dead #1, Penguin #9, Power Girl #8, Red Sonja #10, Rise of Powers of X nothing.
4.
I didn't write it down. 4. Thanks, Steve.
It's almost
Scarlet
like
Witch
I'm
and
reading
Quicksilver. Huh?
It's almost like I'm reading it.
Yeah. Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver #3. Something is Killing the Children #36. Haven't heard that title in a while. Star Wars, Darth Maul, Black, White, and Red #1. That would be cool. Star Wars Jango Fett #something. I also didn't write that down. What is wrong with me? 2.
No, maybe 3.
TMNT number 150. Ultimate Spider-Man number 4. Universal Monsters Creature from the Black Lagoon, as previously mentioned. It's great. Number 1. Wolverine number 48. Wolverine Madripoor Knights number 3. X-Men Forever number 2.
Yep.
I'm definitely going to get Batman Dark Age 2. I will likely get Dick Tracy number 1.
Okay.
Just for funsies. And I missed a few of Something is Killing the Children. I don't even remember the last number of the last one I read. So I think I'm just probably done with that book, unfortunately. And I'm tempted by Star Wars, the Darth Maul, Black, White, and Red, because the Vader one was really good. I read a couple issues of the Vader one. It was great.
And you read the Alien one too, right?
The Alien one has been really good. I think there's like 3. I think there's only one more. They're doing a 4 issue run of that, but it's been great. And it's cool. And same with the Vader one. You just get like, 3-4 page short Star Wars hit.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to fit in. You don't have to know where it is in continuity. You just have to go, okay.
Right. Just a little blurb
Darth Maul times.
Yep.
Yeah. Really great. Really cool. So
cool. Spinning lightsaber. Great.
Yeah. I also think there's probably a lot with lot of time with Darth Maul that isn't accounted for that you could explore.
Yeah.
I think. So, yeah, I'm into that. What about you, bud?
Well, the X-Men stuff. So all the X-Men and Wolverine things. Ultimate Spider-Man 4 has been a banger. Like, Ultimate Spider-Man has just been too good for me to not continue to pull.
Yeah.
TMNT 150 is intriguing just because it's the end of this entire era. They are getting a hard reboot with Jason Aaron in the summer.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Which Jason Aaron writing the Turtles really, I'm like, so they're starting, that series is in the summer is starting out with Raphael number 1, Michelangelo number 2, Leonardo number 3, Donatello number 4, like whatever order. Each of the first 4 issues is each of the Turtles gets their own book.
Oh, cool.
So Aaron's kind of definitely putting his imprint on whatever's going on there. So that'll be cool to see. Batman Dark Age, actually, because Jesse gave me that to review. I may grab that too, because that was really cool.
Yeah, we both really like that. Yeah.
And Feral, not quite my bag, but like that's that first.
Yeah,
I just don't like cats.
Yeah. Well, it's working. It's working on.
Yeah. So
are they murderous?
No, everybody else is trying to kill the kittens.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Which, I mean, cool concept. Awesome. Like, I read it and I really enjoyed it, but I'm like, I just can't.
Yeah.
Mostly because I have too much other crap.
Yeah, so. I know. Yeah, I get it. I get you. All right, should we give a quick spoiler warning and talk about Bad Batch and X-Men 97?
Oh, prior to that, just so you know, Avengers Twilight and Ultimate Black Panther and Cobra Commander are all still completely cooking with gas.
Nice.
Cobra Commander, well, I think this is the last of the Cobra Commander arc. They are going to pick up with Destro.
Oh, okay.
So that's the way they're doing all these G.I. Joe ones, is like arcs with each of these little characters that will transition to another arc and then have overlining, weaving in and out of the Transformers and Void Rivals storylines and whatever.
Right.
So
cool
pretty cool there.
Cool way to do it.
Avengers Twilight, if this is issue 5 of 6, I think.
Yeah, I think it's getting towards
book
the end.
5 of 6. Anyone who's not read this, pick it up when it goes in trade. Like, it's Chip Zdarsky at close to his finest. Like, I wouldn't say it's that Daredevil run, but it's that quality, like getting there.
Wow, cool.
Just a very different take on very cool versions of characters.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
Do you want to see an old decrepit Luke Kang? What are we playing? Mortal Kombat?
Kang.
Yeah. So
do I want to see him in an Avengers book? Yes. Yeah. Yes, I do. Luke Kang joins the Avengers.
Oh God, that'd be great. It
would be
old Mirage crossover or Malibu Comics crossover.
Yeah.
That would be great. But yeah, no. I would say friendly neighborhood spoiler warning. Actually, we should make that our tagline.
That's really great. That's a great coin of phrase,
Yeah.
Steve.
All right.
It's a great coin of phrase.
It only took us 2 years to get here.
Spoiler warning.
However long
Awesome.
we've been doing this.
We got to make that's if we ever make shirts, that's what's going to be on the shirt.
Absolutely. That's great.
That's awesome. We're just sitting here happy with our clever little thing.
This is amazing audio. But no, if you're hearing this right now and you have not seen or heard X-Men 97 or the Bad Batch or 2, because well, we'll probably talk about that. What the hell?
I just rewatched it. Why not?
Yeah, why not? Please avert your ears if you're spoiler sensitive. Prior to you doing that, though, you should go and check us out on all the socials, the Multiverse Report. Leave a review at Apple Podcasts. Leave a 5-star review there with a recipe, and we'll eat it. Leave one with another. You know what?
I will eat it. The way you said it was funny. Sorry.
You know what? If leave us one with a superhero that still has all parents intact, and we'll give you props on the show. Also, check out our Patreon, patreon.com/themultiverse-report. We have a bunch of tiers to help support us and what we're doing here. They range anywhere from, popping on our Discord server and just chatting with us to helping shape the show and getting exclusive clips. Also, heading forward, we have some cool news that we're probably going to drop next week regarding some May the 4th content and and what's going on there, as well as maybe some things beyond. So more to come on the spoiler front. And anything else from your end?
No, I'm good. So you guys, if you don't want spoiler talk, then jump on out of here. But if you wanted to hear us talk about recent ongoings in X-Men 97 and Bad Batch, stick around starting now. What do you want to touch on, Steve? Not much is going on in X-Men 97, so I don't know.
There's never
what you want to talk about.
Anything going on there. So you are up to speed on both of these, correct?
Both.
So my Wednesdays have just become watch animation and cry in various forms, I think.
Yeah, you and I were talking about it last week after we wrapped or whatever, how I wish both those shows didn't come out the same day, because they're both so different, but they're both so good, and the tones of them are so wildly different that whatever one I watch first puts me not in the mood to watch the other one. Like it's hard for me to watch them back to back. Like I gotta wait a day.
Well, that was
to watch the other one.
I did that 2 weeks ago on episode 5. Like I had watched episode 5 of X-Men 97, and then the episode that came out last week of the Bad Batch was, it was heisty, but it was a little setty uppy.
Yes,
like it was a whole lot of do nothing but progress the plot slightly. And I
feel like the last couple episodes have been
but like going from the name's Gambit Mon Ami Remember It to that was like, oh, I just watched something. And then I thought back on the episode, I'm like, okay, there were merits to it, but like going off this high of a little over half an hour of X-Men 97 episode 5 ripping my heart apart to like an intense or more like subdued but intense, gritty,
quieter show,
Yep. Very, very different, but also very good. So.
I mean, I said this before, but X-Men 97 is just reminded me how much I love the X-Men. That there's been a couple episodes where the first half of the episode you don't think this like, okay, this is going to be like a non-action episode or something, and then something insane happens. The second half and just mind, blows your mind.
Next thing you know, it's like, exactly.
And then the Genosha thing surprised the hell out of me, despite me knowing that that's a plot line in the comics. I just didn't think the show's moving rapidly. It's moving very fast. With what it's doing, or it has been at least. And
they're full blown warp speed. Like that episode. Well, I mean, the Maddie arc took
Yes.
an episode.
One episode.
And that's
Yeah.
a year of comics, year
Right.
and a half, 2
But
years.
I feel like any other show would have given you at least one full episode of, look, this is what Genosha is. Here we are. Let's,
Right.
you know what? I'm going to expand that. I'm going to say at least 2 to 3 episodes. Any other show would give you 2 to 3 episodes of just life in Genosha. So you really love it. You love the characters being there. They set up how important it is and blah, blah, blah. And then they destroy it. So you feel gutted because you have an attachment to that place and the look of that place and the show. But no.
Yeah,
No. X-Men 97 is like, here's Genosha. Isn't it a wonderful place? And now we're immediately taking it away from you. It's gone now.
Yeah.
And which
and,
makes
and
it
before that,
almost more devastating because
Yeah.
it was right there.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't. It was right there.
And
it's
before
already
that,
gone.
let's throw a Hellfire Gala in there too for shits and giggles.
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
Not only
what?
that, let's put the Hellfire Gala there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Meanwhile,
And
Scott's
give you
over doing
and
his
show
thing.
you so many other characters that like you haven't seen. Nightcrawler came back and we saw like a bunch
Dude.
of cameos for other characters in that show. So it was like Cameo City, and then So
We got a
so
Glob sighting.
heavy
We got a Pixie
emotionally.
sighting. We got all sorts of
Yes,
Dazzler. Like,
Yeah.
all sorts of people
the
come back.
Morlocks.
Yep.
All that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Which Gambit saved. Thank you.
Yes. Yep.
Redemption.
Yeah. Well, did he though? Because some of them looked like they didn't make it. Is Magneto
well,
dead?
compared to in the comics.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah,
Yes. I get what
he
you're
at
saying. Okay.
least attempted to save them.
Yes. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Do you think Magneto is dead?
I don't.
I feel like I don't think he is either.
I also and if you want to get into crazy speculation territory, I am 90-something% sure that that Gambit's coming back as Death. As one of the horsemen.
Really? Because of what we saw in the most recent episode?
Well, no, just in general, like there's gonna have to be the Apocalypse horseman, like that whole thing.
Sorry. I was getting confused with what you meant by death. You were
Oh,
talking about
yeah.
the
Like come
Apocalypse.
back as one of
Okay.
the four horsemen, like play
Yeah.
play the Warren card.
I thought you
play
meant
the
like in
Archangel.
place of Lady Death.
Oh,
Like
gotcha.
Thanos's
Yep.
story arc and stuff. Yeah.
No, but yeah, this like the whole
Sure.
Shi'ar thing, like
Crazy. I feel like
Xavier
okay,
monologuing,
the most recent episode I felt like was a weaker episode for me.
I feel like
And-
that's gonna pick up in. I feel like that's gonna pick up in strength after we see the next couple.
Yeah. It's not even really the story of it, but I really would have, a couple episodes ago that it was like 2 stories. The first half of the episode was like this, and then the other half was the
Right, life
part
death.
1 of the Forge and Storm story.
Yeah, because it was what Mojo. It was Mojo World and then Life Death.
Yeah. It was Jubilee and Sunspot and Mojo World and Storm and Forge.
Yep.
I wish they had done that with this episode too, because I felt it was like jarring. I couldn't get in really into either storyline. I
because
felt,
they
because
kept
they kept
going
jumping.
back and forth a little. Yeah.
Yeah, like give me 10 minutes of Storm and Forge part 2, and then give me the realization that Charles Xavier is actually alive and just living with his space girlfriend in space.
Right.
It would have been better. It would for me personally. That was just me. And coming off of, and of course, like everyone, we wanted to follow up on the immediate aftermath of Genosha. I feel like we all want like more like
Right.
closure there. We want to go back there and see if everyone's okay immediately. But no, the show doesn't let us do that. We get to this other. So immediately I was like, okay, these are the plots I'm less interested in. One. Although I will say the end when she does get it, when Storm gets her powers back and changes it into the new costume inexplicably.
Yeah.
I thought it was awesome.
Oh, it was great.
So awesome. She's such a
Absolutely.
great character. But anyway,
Also,
I thought it was a little bit weaker, but I'm glad that we are where we are.
right now
for
that now that Charles is coming back to the Milky Way ghetto,
That's gonna be wild though.
I
when
still
he
like
returns. Yeah,
the
that's funny.
the whole and what was the fluid, like earth fluids or some. The way
Yeah.
Deathbird was like going off was just hilarious to me the entire
Yeah,
time.
that was really funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was great.
So
She was great.
fun times there. Overall, I I had high expectations for X-Men 97 just because of it being X-Men 97.
Yeah.
I did not have these expectations.
I didn't have expectations at all. I thought it was just like a cash grab. Like,
Right.
I didn't think it was going to be good.
Right.
Really. I thought like it'll be nostalgia porn and that's it. But no, this is, like I've said, this is the best X-Men I've experienced in an incredibly long time.
It's
So.
maybe since Days of Future Past. Maybe since X2.
Yeah. I feel like I gotta revisit those movies again. Because like the further I get away from them and the more I think about, more I see something like this and be like, oh, this is the X-Men that I love.
Right.
Makes me want to revisit those and just reassess my feelings on them. So maybe that'll be
Just
something
don't
I
watch
do
Dark Phoenix. I did that maybe a month ago.
No, I won't watch Dark Phoenix.
Made that mistake. I had to collect them all. I had to Pokemon the X-Men films.
Sure, yeah. Dude, I went to the theater to see Dark Phoenix.
I
was like, it's the last one. I gotta go.
Right. I was supposed to and didn't, and I was glad I didn't. And then I was just sitting at home and I'm like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah. I remember just being angry when I left that theater. I was just mad at that movie for being what it was. Like it was bad, but I wasn't like, oh, it was so bad. I was just like, what? I can't. Well, I'm just so mad. I'm so mad at that movie.
Yep.
So mad at that movie. Because I feel like I think they knew that they were going. I think they knew that they were the last one.
Yeah.
Right?
So they just phoned it in.
Something. Yeah, go out with a bang, dude.
They went out with a bang.
Kill
It's not the one they wanted to.
Yeah.
Or not the one we wanted them to.
That's for sure. Anyway, Bad Batch. Really cool. I don't know. Really great stuff. This is a really great show.
I still don't know. I don't know where they're going with it.
No, me either. Which I like.
Yeah.
I like that it's not predictable.
I'm 90% sure that the female clone scientist is going to break Omega out. Or at least assist. Yes. Like that's a given at this point. It was like it was one of those that until they came back, it was like, oh, okay, cool. That was the thing.
Yeah.
And now it's like, yeah, it's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been softening her the whole season for sure.
Yep.
But she now, Omega's back and she's immediately just going to try to escape again. Which that part was, I mean, okay. Seems a little quick. And also like you just escaped. And then you just willingly came back here.
Yep.
What are you doing? It's what? Now I don't think the show is gonna take so long. I don't think we're gonna see them escape again. I guess I think something's gonna happen as they are. Either they're gonna get caught or something will, change. Something will change their reality or whatever. They won't want to escape anymore. They won't need to escape, so they'll be rescued or something will interrupt them or something. Because otherwise it's just the same thing. It's just a repeat of the episode we saw a few episodes ago. She escaped the first time. So I don't know what's going to happen. I would like them to, by the end of this, they've been hinting at it. You and I have talked about it. I would really love for, by the end of this season, to confirm what Project Necromancer is.
Yeah.
And everyone, not pretty obvious to most people that I feel like it's the project to clone the Emperor. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's not obvious. Maybe it's just obvious to me. Since I heard that, I knew that's what they were talking about. So, setting up that plot hole a little bit more in Rise of Skywalker.
I mean, that was literally the name, Necromancer being Necromancer, but like, it was literally the name that Sauron took when he came back in Lord of the Rings, or when he first returned in Lord of the Rings. Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would like them to confirm that. Who knows if they will, but this is the final season of this show. I don't know what else are you going to put in this time period. Probably, I don't know how much room there is for another series set between this and Rebels.
No, this probably leads into Rebels. Leads into like there might be, but maybe something. You know what?
There'd be other.
You know what? Maybe something from the other side.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be cool.
Like, there's definitely not another good guy series with timeline in there. Yeah. But like, if you took something from the Imperials or something, smack my mic for you, something in some interstitial space somewhere
Yeah.
that could overlap the two, then sure. But yeah, if you're going, good guy series, then yeah, you don't have the space.
Yeah. Right. So I would like them to confirm that or hint at a way where it's impossible to interpret otherwise.
Right.
I'd not necessarily come out and say, we're going to clone the Emperor. Make it undeniably true.
Well, and in all honesty, like anyone who read the EU knew from the beginning exactly what Project Necromancer was, because Mount Tantus is literally where the Empire's cloning facility of himself is.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay. Oh, I thought I said that weeks ago.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, Wayland, the planet, and Mount Tantus is like where the cloning facility is.
Then it's 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. So yeah, and
your theory is pretty spot on.
It's pretty spot on. All right, good for me. Hooray. Yep. Then I really hope that they clarify it for the people that don't think about Star Wars as much as me and you.
Right.
I guess which is a lot.
Aren't quite as deep in the weeds. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I like Crosshair being back. It was cool that Echo was back. Past episode too. Like it's cool seeing like the actual crew, the founding members together.
Yeah, and Echo will be back for at least another episode because he's on the ship.
Yeah, he's there. That's right.
Now I worry about him being on the ship.
Yeah.
During the jump, but whatever.
The end of that episode was really great. That was really intense.
That was
The landing on the other side of the ship was really awesome.
Yeah, I felt a lot of the Omega stuff was good setup for whatever's to come, but that was definitively like that whole last sequence was just like, this is just good Star Wars animation.
Yeah. Well, like the Omega stuff, I think for me, I was kind of just like, okay, she's back and she's trying to escape again. Like I already saw this.
Yeah.
Like we're just doing the same thing. So that
same thing, new people. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. So I was a little bored by that, but the trying to find Tanta stuff is really great. I don't know. It's great. Really good show.
Yeah.
You should be watching it. If you're listening to this for some reason having not watched it, you should
go watch it.
Start episode 1. Do it.
I also hate Lego, for the record.
Why?
I clicked through one of your links, and on Superhero Hype, they had a link to the Lego May the 4th stuff.
Oh.
They're putting out, the brickheads.
Yeah.
They're putting out a ton of, like, a whole, like, 6-pack of Maul, Qui-Gon, Anakin, Jar Jar, Padme, and Captain Panaka.
Oh, wow.
But more importantly, they have a standalone Cody that just looks cool as hell.
That's the one that I saw.
Yeah.
I saw the standalone. I didn't see the 6-pack.
Yeah. You had me at Clone Trooper anything.
I was going to say, you're going to buy all of those?
Nope, probably. Although I do have the 5-pack they put out for A New Hope, or for Return of the Jedi, when they did the anniversary there, because Sebastian bought it. That was one of his, like, he got some money for his birthday, and he was like, I want these brickheads. I was like, cool.
Great.
You build them, we'll throw them on a shelf, enjoy.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, he takes them down, he makes them act like action figures and calls it a day.
Yeah.
Like, they're just cool to look like. There's a little Wicket one.
Yeah. Oh, cute.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
And there's a UCS TIE Interceptor that is just ridiculously beautiful, which I may sell my X-Wing for.
Wow. Oh, that's right. You've been talking about wanting to sell your Lego X-Wing.
They're
Anybody
fun.
listening wants to buy a Lego X-Wing.
Yeah.
Hit up Steve.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They all, that's the nice thing with Lego. They all hold their value.
Yeah. Oh,
you can always just resell them for like close to what you bought them for. It's like, all right, cool.
Yeah. They hold their value or they go up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure that X-Wing is going to be.
Yeah. Whenever they stop selling or stop making it, like my A-Wing up there, same deal.
Yeah. Right.
The UCS TIE Interceptor comes with a TIE Pilot and a Mouse Droid minifigure. Did not expect a Mouse Droid.
Awesome.
So
that's awesome though.
Oh yeah. But,
love a Mouse Droid.
All right. More to come on May the 4th, forthcoming.
Yes. But before May the 4th, this Friday is Alien Day, 426. LV 426, the planet they land on. So
today is TK 421 Day.
Oh, that's right. Happy TK 421 Day. Do you copy? Do you copy? That's all I got, Steve.
Yeah, same.
That's all I got.
And
So
all you already heard the bumper. So check us out on Patreon
Yeah.
and leave us a review.
yeah, and follow us and stuff.
Yeah.
And tell us about superheroes from happy homes with families that are still together. Let us know. Living. Let us
Shit,
know.
Luke Skywalker too.
Yeah. I know, man.
I mean, technically, his father was still alive.
But he's not now.
Foster family was till they got burnt to a crisp.
Yeah, they're not now.
Hmm.
No, skeletons.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
What kind of weapon did that to them, and why don't stormtroopers use that all the time?
I don't know. It was pretty effective.
Very effective. They're like, we got one shot at this. We got this cool new thing. It can.
Yeah.
It's the only time that's ever going to be made. We're going to use it on these two.
Well, and it couldn't have been turbo laser fire because they would have seen that coming down. Like,
Right.
you Ben and Luke being just
'Cause
over the Dune Sea would have noticed a giant turbo laser blast coming down.
Right. And it couldn't have been that. It couldn't have been anything big because the house was still there.
Right.
Like everything else is there. It's just they have been vaporized. Except
Yeah.
their bones.
Hmm.
Like, what the hell? That's wild. What did that to them?
Well, Leia's adoptive parents got blown up by the Death Star. Shit.
Yeah.
It really.
Yeah, man. I know.
How are we this deep in the hole with that few answers?
Because it's like an easy
Yeah, true.
it's an easy way to put empathy onto somebody or like make somebody a sympathetic character.
Yeah.
If you know that they lost somebody. Yeah.
There you go.
There
All
you
right.
go.
On that note,
There you go.
on the
On that
burn,
note-
over the burned bones of Owen and Brew Lars, we're gonna call this a week.
As the two suns set on the burnt bodies of Owen Baru Lars, we shall say thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the multiverse.